Good morning, welcome to Matt's Garage. Today's a little bit different. We're going on a road trip. It's the annual Tom's Off-Road Rock and Roll event. I haven't been in 6 or 7 years since I set my Scout on fire up there, and this is my first time attending with the Bronco, obviously. So the 66 is ready, open top, 7-hour drive from Seattle area to Medford. So we'll see how she does. Trial by fire, right? I have a couple stops to make. Hopefully those friends will let me show you their stuff because some of it's kind of cool. And then after that, it's going to be a lot of highway driving. All right, I'm at my friend Craig's house, and he's a big Ford guy. He loves Broncos. Actually, he was a subscriber. Now I consider him a friend. And he's got these sweet Ford trucks that he picked up for a song. I'm not even going to tell you how much it was, but it was next to nothing. And he's been working on them. And then we're going to go inside the shop. I'll show you what he's got in here. He's got an awesome collection of old Coleman lanterns and stoves. And then he's got this awesome Model A. It's just beautiful, very stock, original condition. And then his daughter made him saw blades with all his favorite YouTube channels. Check that out. Isn't that sweet? I love it. So this is another part of the shop. It's his sort of band room. And I'm going to tell you right now, Craig might have a little bit of a problem because I'll just let that speak for itself. I mean, it's incredible. And he gets these at garage sales. That's an actual Gold Bond stove, and he just painted the lanterns to match. Super rare. This is like the most incredible collection I've ever seen. And then he's got hubcaps and hard hats, and I don't know. It's cool. Super organized, super fun. I love coming here. Craig's had Broncos his whole life. He doesn't have one right now. He just sold the lime green one, but that's the only Bronco part he's got left right now. So that's it for this stop. I'm gonna head down to Sumner. That's my next stop. Help out an old timer who I kind of became friends with, and then it's open road from there. So we're at my buddy Jerry's house. He's got this sweet old truck. I love this thing. I love the color. I love the patina. It's awesome. And it runs like a top. I'm telling you, it idles so smooth. Like, it's rad. Just headed down to 5. Outside of JBLM. That's used to be Fort Lewis when I trained there, and we got about 6 hours and 12 minutes to go. I'm gonna stop for gas in Castle Rock at this place called Space Age Fuel. It's awesome. The bathrooms are super clean. It's a great pit stop. Okay, here we are at Space Age Fuel in Castle Rock, which is the town from, I think it's the town from Stand By Me. There's a Bronco. You know, it's a little squirrely on the highway. I think I probably need to add a little more caster to the bushings on the radius arms. I got 141 miles and it took 9 gallons. So I'm actually getting about 15 miles to the gallon. Yeah, so that's not bad actually. It's better than I thought. Yeah, but I still have about 5 hours to go. So I'm gonna stop, drain some coffee, and get back on the road. Okay, I've arrived on the surface of the sun. I'm not used to this much vitamin D. 500 miles on the Bronco. It did great. The good things, brakes work well. The color looks amazing in the sun. Just exactly what I wanted. Bad things, okay. First priority is I got to put some more caster in this thing. It wanders like a squirrel running from a truck. So while I'm here, I'll probably pick up some higher degree bushings. I don't remember which ones. I have 3 degrees on there. I think it needs more like 7. Don't love the manual transmission, to be honest with you. So maybe an automatic is in the future. Seating position. I was just staring at the windshield frame for 7 hours. Like, why am I not looking through the windshield itself? And the steering wheel is like got some personal space issues. Like, it's just right there in my face. So, and then the engine, like it pulled, it's great, but it's not like super smooth idling. Like, I want my engines being like a sewing machine. This one's a little rough, and I haven't been able to tune it out. Carburetor needs a little tuning. It needs to be a little richer at cruise, richer at coast, and a little leaner at power. It's running at like 16, 17 at coast and light cruise, and then going uphill it's at like 10 and 11. So I need to find a metering rod that's thicker at the top and thinner at the bottom than the one I currently have. And yeah, that's about it. So it's about 4:30. I'm gonna go put stuff up in the room and then head over to the bar to meet up with the guys. I've made it to Walkabout Brewing. Got a full-size Bronco, new Bronco, tons of old Broncos. I probably have the most stock-looking Bronco. That thing is sweet. Got the flags up, so I'm gonna grab a beer with the guys, maybe get a bite. One of the nice things about these events is, like, first of all, everybody's super nice, but then, like, you can compare your Bronco to other people's Bronco. Like, is my clutch pedal sitting weirdly high, or is my column the way it's supposed to be? And there's another guy with a 66 manual, and yeah, his column and clutch pedal are basically in the same exact spot as mine. So just makes me feel good, like, okay, I didn't do it wrong. Doesn't mean I'm not going to change it, but at least I know I didn't do it wrong. Okay, I'm going to go visit Phil now from Harmon Customs. Good morning. Yesterday I went over to Phil's and just hung out, love him. But I let him drive the Bronco, and he was like, man, this clutch is weird. I'm like, I know, right? Because the point where I was like, I'm going to just convert this thing to an automatic. Like, that's how fed up I was with this AX15. We were sitting around talking about it, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden his eyes lit up. And he's like, I talked to a client however many years ago who said that the bolt heads inside the nose of the AX15 interfere with the fork. And so we pulled Phil crawled under my Bronco with the hot exhaust, and he pulled the boot off of the fork, and sure enough, instead of pivoting like on the access hole in the bell housing, the fork is pivoting on the bolts. So it's hard to explain, but like if it's supposed to pivot on this on this knuckle like that, it's not. It's pivoting like this on the bolts. So that's part of the reason why I've got such a weird clutch feel. So I'm so thankful to Phil for figuring that out. It's a flaw in the advanced adapters kit. I'm going to talk to the Tom's guys about it today. Apparently Phil called them and they're like, no one's ever reported this before. So, well, here's a second data point. Unfortunately, the solution is to drop the transmission again. But I've got that nice jack now, so it'll be more fun this time. All right, I'm going to head off to the Tom's Bronco parts. We're going to go do a hike, and I'll bring you along for some of that. And then it's going to be an open house. I'm going to return some parts I have here in that tote, and then hopefully pick up a soft top. We'll see. Started up good. All right, we'll see you guys in a bit. That's Table Rock in the distance. That's where we're headed to go hike up. Just wanted to give you guys a perspective of the landscape. We're just walking the trail, chopping it up. Everybody's having a good time getting to know each other. Cool. I love these madrones with the red bark. Yeah, they're everywhere. It's really nice. I stand corrected. Manzanita. Man. It's just getting nicer and nicer the higher up we go. All right, here we are. We are at the plateau. Tabletop. We made it. Gorgeous view. Mount McLaughlin right there in the distance?
Yep.
Crater Lake's out that way. That's what Walt's telling me. So this is the Rogue Valley?
Yes.
Nice.
So you got like Central Point, Medford, Phoenix, Talent, Jacksonville, White City.
This guy just has no fear of humans.
Yeah, he's definitely not afraid. Okay.
I
think we're good now.
He's right here.
Yeah, it's hard to see. That's
Look right back.
Yeah, weird.
One.
So interesting. So it's been an interesting day. I didn't take any video at the open house because I was busy. So what happened was when we got off the trailhead, sorry, I'm just pulling my ignition fuse here. So when we got off the trailhead, Walt, who's Tom's son, his Bronco had a couple things on it. One was their premium seats. So I'm like, hey, can I sit there? And I sat and I was like, wow, the seat quality difference, like the seat position difference is phenomenal. So they just, at the open house, they happen to have a scratch and dent special on some white seats, parchment seats. So I ended up picking up a set. And I went over to Phil's and spent the day. Instead of going to the wine cruises, I installed these. Now they sit much lower than the stock. Sorry for the Dutch angle there. They sit much lower than the stock seats and go further back and recline. And I wanted to keep everything original, but man, you know, it's like, what's the point of having one of these vehicles if you don't enjoy driving it? And it is far more enjoyable with these seats. And it, you know, I got the fold and tumble. So I've got the stock seats back here. I'll sell those when I get back home, and we'll probably cover the cost of the new seats, to be honest, especially with the scratch and dent deal. The reason why they're scratch and dent is because the piping doesn't perfectly line up on the seats, which I don't care about. When I was talking to the guys about the clutch problem I was telling you about earlier, I said, well, maybe you can push the fork in past the tab and pull it out, and then grind the back of the fork down to get that issue solved. But we tried and you can't get it out, so I'm gonna have to drop the tranny. So I'll do that when I get home. But as always, huge thank you to Phil Harmon, Harmon Customs, and the Tom's Bronco Parts team for helping me out. It was good. So tomorrow, back on track. I'm gonna go to the events. We're going to the ride up to the Lake of the Woods and stuff. I gassed up, so should be fun day tomorrow. And we'll pick back up then. All right. Good morning. Now we are at Black Rock Coffee, and everyone's just hanging out, talking Broncos or whatever, and having some coffee before we start heading up to the individual scenic drives. Lots of great Broncos here. Some are the same, some are different. Got a Bronco 2 and a couple of full-sized. This thing has got a very custom flare kit on it, and that's really it. We're just gonna mingle and have a good time. We're here at Lake of the Woods, the marina. Beautiful lake. It's really too bad about the fires, but we're all just hanging out, getting to know each other, shooting a hoot, and everyone's locals or tourists are filling up their rafts, and it's a good place. Nice place to bring the family for sure. We wrapped up at the lake. Now we're all convoying over to Mount Ashland for the party. Can't play this audio because YouTube will demonetize me and then the REM guys will go hungry, but just trust me, lots of great Broncos. It was great. Everyone was great. Awesome time. Had fun. Party's over. I ended up winning the EF5 fuel tank at the raffle, and now I'm going to drive home like this. And John Nashville just filmed some product professionalism on the Bronco. Looking forward to seeing that. But it's beautiful up here at the ski resort, and it was a very nice event. I appreciate everyone from Tom's doing it. Now I'm going to head back to the hotel and crash, and then and wake up at 4 or 4:30 and drive home. It is 4:15 Sunday morning. I'm getting ready to go. This engine it's hurt, guys. I mean, I put a quart and a half in it yesterday morning before the trail ride, and I just had to put another quart and a half in it. So it's consuming oil at a staggering pace. So it's dead. We just need to get it home, park her up, finish the 50 Chevy, and then see what we can do to heal this poor engine. I really hope she makes it. Oh my goodness, I made it home. Oh. The speedometer undercounts because of the gearing and the speedo, but it's showing I drove 1,260 miles in the last 4 days. So that is one heck of a shakedown run for this Bronco. And unfortunately, it's hurt pretty bad. It's down on power. I'm consuming around a quart and a half to 2 quarts per tank of gas. So something is going on with it, and I have no idea what it is. Once it cools down, I'll pull the plugs and diagnose, see if I can figure out which cylinder it's in or if it's a general problem. And then we'll go from there. The thing is, I need to get Papa Bear done. So I'm gonna focus on that now that I'm home, get that done, drive that down to my dad, then we'll get back to the Bronco. I think season 12 is going to be basically a version 2.0 of this Bronco. Like upgrades, repairs, all that stuff. So hopefully you guys will be into that. I'm exhausted. It took me 12 hours? It's 6 o'clock, right? Yeah, 12 hours to get home. The last bit, which should have taken about 2 hours, took 4.5. So that was brutal, but it's okay. I made it. It was a fun trip. I'm glad to have seen everybody. I scored. I got seats. I got a gas tank. Life's good. Go out and drive your Bronco, even if it is hurt. Well, no, you should probably fix it first, but you get what I'm saying, right? Look, I'm tired. We'll talk more about this next time on Matt's Garage.